All right, welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 528. Now, last week I said that I was coming back with another top five list, and it's going to be with a twist. Yeah, a long time movie franchise, a long time franchise running over 60 years now. 60 years, 25 films throughout those 60 years, six actors to play the same character throughout the 25 films throughout those 60 years. But each one of them had quite the theme song. That's what I want to talk about. Yeah, the top five Bond themes. Yeah, man. James Bond. James Bond, the main subject of of this uh of this whole thing. Now, any of you who are new, this is my personal top five list. You know, let's do a game. Let's do a game to play with the natives. Yeah, my personal top five list. If you got one, let me know. If you're a James Bond fan, let me know. But yeah, like I said, my personal list, but and but with a twist though, it's going to be in a particular order, considering the fact that there's been like six actors. You know, I'm going to pick five out of those six actors in their certain era. So yeah, with the Sean Connery era, the best era out there, the Sean Connery era, you know, there were quite a few Bond films that Connery did. Now, I could be biased and say, Goldfinger would be on this list. I could be biased and say that, but let's be fair. Yeah, Goldfinger could make the list, but it wouldn't be fair to say that. I could say Thunderball. Tom Jones had one hell of a ending to that song. You know, Diamonds Are Forever, a song so memorable that Kanye West had to sample it into one of his hits. Yeah, a lot of Bond films to have a great theme song, but you know, I'm gonna have to say, For Your Eyes Only, in the Connery era, that'd be number five on this list. For Your Eyes Only. I mean, such a beautiful song, Sheena Easton, beautiful song, a beautiful voice. Sheena Easton had. Yeah, the first Bond film to have the singer of that the performer of that song in the opening credit sequence. Made it look like a music video. So yeah, For Your Eyes Only, to make this list. Like I said, beautiful song, beautiful singer, beautiful voice, beautiful period. Number five. Number four on this list, moving into the Roger Moore era. Yeah, I'm skipping over George Lazenby because he didn't exactly have an era. He just had one movie. So yeah, skipping over George Lazenby, hitting the Roger Moore era, you know, top five, not top six. So hey, Roger Moore, he has some movies that had some real good songs to it. I mean, hell, the man with the golden gun, Shirley Bassey, you know, she came back to the franchise to do that song. She did Goldfinger, and then she came back to do this one. Yeah, she killed it once again. You know, um, um, The Spy Who Loved Me had a pretty good song. Nancy Sinatra killed it with that one. You know, uh, but yeah, I'm gonna have to. But yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go over to the man with the golden gun. I'm going to go with that one at number four because yeah, that song was very exciting. It was very exciting, real good spy caper. That movie was, and that song, it really matched the energy of that movie. Yeah, the man with the golden gun. I mean, real good stuff, man. I love that. So yeah, number four, Man with the Golden Gun. Now number three, you know, cruise down to the Tim Dalton era. You know, two movies, but yeah, Tim Dalton era. Yeah, number three, you know, The Living Daylights I could mention, but hell, for the simple fact that Gladys Knight hit us with License to Kill. The vibe of that song, sound very old school, sound very Goldfinger-ish. So yeah, you're gonna have to go with Gladys Knight. You know, yeah, yeah, License to Kill. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. Yeah, number three. Number two, move over to the Pierce Brosnan era. Now Pierce Brosnan, he had real good four movies, real good four songs. Yeah, GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies. You wait, almost said You Only Live Twice. No, that's Connery. But yeah, the world is not enough, and Die Another Day. Die Another Day, done by Madonna. Real good pop ballad. You know. But yeah, if you want to talk a good Bond like feel, then GoldenEye would be it. Done by the legendary late great Tina Turner. GoldenEye, most definitely a real good Bond hit, real good Bond feel, real good Bond vibes. You know, GoldenEye. You know, so yeah, GoldenEye by the late great Tina Turner. Yeah, number two on this list. Now, going over to the Daniel Craig era, man, I tell you, Daniel Craig, 5 films alone. 5 films alone. What would be my number one? Now, some of these Bond films were Oscar winners. I mean, Live or Let Die in the Roger Moore era, Oscar winner. But man, I tell you, for the simple fact that Billie Eilish, the two-time Academy Award winner Billie Eilish hit you with no time to die. I mean, man, I tell you, yeah, a slow builder, slow, smooth, very Bod-esque. But as smooth as that song was, it didn't make this list. You know, nothing against Billie Eilish. I like that girl. You know, very, very pretty girl, very smooth voice, but did not make this list. Even though the song is an Oscar winner, it did not make this list. But what did make the list? Skyfall. Skyfall by Adele. Adele, man, I tell you, if you know me, then you know that I have a lot of love for Adele. Adele is the truth. Damn it. Yes, Adele is the truth. So yeah, have her as number one on this list. With Skyfall, you know. Now, obviously I cannot sing it as well as Adele did because she is the truth. You know, you know, the song, yeah, start out slow, but then yeah, it build up, gave you that high note, Adele style high note, all throughout to the end. Oh man, so good, so good, so good. In the Roger Moore era, oh man, so good. So yeah, I tell you, man, yeah, the Connery era, For Your Eyes Only, the Roger Moore era, The Man with the Golden Gun, number 4, number 3 was License to Kill, by Gladys Knight. Number 2, Golden Eye by Tina Turner. Number 1, Skyfall by Adele. Yeah, my top 5 Bond themes. Man, I tell you, like I said, yeah, hit you with a top 5 list, but with a twist, Not exactly talking to movies here, but we are talking movies. We're talking the theme song to these movies. Yeah, it's something I've never done before, and something I might not do again. you know, not many movies out there that have great, memorable theme songs. Done by memorable music artists. So, I wanted to do this special right here, just for kicks. So yeah, usually some of these movies might become future reviews. Might. Not sure if I want to cover any of these movies in the future. I might, James Bond movie, so yeah, I might. But then again, I might not. Because there have been 25 Bond films. Soon be 26 if they ever get that rolling. They will. Be patient. But yeah, that's my top 5 though. That's my top 5. That's my list. And I'm sticking to it. Now next week back to the movie reviews. And next week, going back into the superhero field, going back to the animated superhero field, and going to be talking about the First Lady of Superheroes next week. An animated movie about the First Lady of Superheroes. Who is the First Lady of Superheroes? Going to be one person. So yeah, keep it locked right here for that. Check out my shit right here and subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, between time, Jack, y'all check out check out some real good music this weekend. Check out those Bond films. check out those Bond songs, which will be linked down into the description, because this show is off.